Did you see that TikTok video that went viral with the labor and delivery nurses sharing their icks about their work?
Ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
What? My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands.
So there were multiple nurses who shared the things that really bother them about their patients, working with their patients in the hospital. There were multiple nurses that did this, and they thought it would be a good idea to be incredibly rude and disrespectful on camera and share it with the whole wide world on TikTok. And what really blew my mind is they were filmed at the hospital that they work at. And I'm sure they were probably on their shift. They were in their scrubs. It was unbelievable. Now, the day that it went viral, I saw it reposted multiple times. And truthfully, while I thought it was gross, it was really immature for these nurses to take this type of action. But I really wasn't surprised at all. I have seen this culture at this exact hospital. So many of my clients have given birth at that hospital during the 15 years that I worked in Atlanta. So a lot of people saw this video. And while it was removed from Twitter, you can still find clips of it on Instagram and YouTube. And I've been thinking a lot about the people who watch this video who are pregnant and will be relying on labor and delivery nurses for their care in the future. And this might be you. This video likely is scary to someone who's pregnant. And I want to cover what to do if you're in a situation where you have a nurse who is disrespectful to you in labor. You are not stuck. What you might not know is that if you're assigned a nurse who isn't respectful, you can ask to speak to the charge nurse and ask that you be assigned a new nurse. I really think that this is best done by partners because they're not in labor. And I've worked with clients that have done this over the years, and it is something that, yes, I've heard from nurses really throws off the staffing for the hospital, but it is good to know that this is an option, that if you are really in a situation with a nurse that doesn't treat you well, you do have options. Please know this. So again, the best thing to do is go to the nurse's station, ask to speak to the charge nurse and say you want to talk about the care that you're receiving from the nurse that you were assigned. My second main thought when I saw this video was, yes, of course that's what these nurses say. You know what? I'm happy that this came out. Let's shine a huge bright light on the fact that there are many nurses out there that are not respectful. This is actually a sign of a bigger issue. There's a hospital culture in some facilities where this is the attitude everywhere. Now, as I said, I have worked as a doula in this particular hospital. So this video doesn't totally shock me. Emory University used to have an awesome group of midwives that worked at this hospital, but then several years ago, they all of a sudden reassigned all the midwives, so their program is no longer there. There are no longer midwives at this hospital. And it's my opinion that when this happened, it changed the attitude of the hospital, the culture of the hospital. And I have had several negative experiences there with the nurses and doctors as well. Also, many positive experiences, but it wasn't shocking. So many of the nurses featured on this video, they were sharing rude remarks. They were mocking their patients. And I think it's pretty clear that this is probably a hospital culture that allows for this type of behavior. Emory University did take action. They fired the nurses, and in a statement that they posted on social media, they did say that this behavior did not represent their commitment to patient and family-centered care. So it's great that they have this statement. I think they're probably going to take action. I'd really love to have them work on changing this culture. So how about starting by bringing midwives back to the hospital? Just an idea, Emory. Okay, finally, there were several complaints, several icks about patients that were bothering their nurses by coming to the nurse's station or asking for a lot of stuff, asking for water. What I want to make sure that everyone knows is please don't let this impact how you interact with your nurse. So I've seen many clients in labor that don't want to bother their nurse. and they're really hesitant to press the call button or try to get help. And there are times when you really need to communicate with your nurse. And so, yes, you should be respectful of your nurse, your care provider. They should also be very respectful of you, but that communication needs to be free and open, and don't feel worried about contacting them. Okay, so my hope is that this viral video starts the conversation in other hospitals too. Let's start making some change and improve how people are treated during labor and birth. It's about time.